TSMC has exploded higher plus 6.94% to $462.12, a historic single-session move that demands your attention. In this video we break down what is driving this and what it means. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. It is Saturday, June 20th, and this is your complete global market briefing. Caution prevails across asset classes. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters NDTV profit. Let us start with a quick look at how the major global markets are positioned today. Starting with the major global indices. S&P 500 edged higher plus 1.04% to $746.74. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters NDTV profit. NASDAQ 100 climbed plus 2.48% to $30,406. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters NDTV profit. Dow Jones is broadly flat at $51,565, awaiting a fresh catalyst. Investor sentiment is being shaped by our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters NDTV profit. DAX is broadly flat at $24,986, awaiting a fresh catalyst. This comes as Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed, adding pressure to energy markets. FTSE 100 slipped minus 0.35% to $10,363. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters NDTV profit. Now let us turn to some of the biggest names in global equities. TSMC made a dramatic move today, surged plus 6.94% to $462.12. AI chip demand has created a demand floor that insulates TSMC from the consumer electronics cycle. High-NA EUV ramp at N2 and beyond represents a technology advantage no competitor can replicate for years. Watch the next earnings call for any commentary on 2026 capacity allocation. Infosys made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 6.75% to 1,051.40 Indian rupees. The Cobalt AI deal pipeline is growing, but revenue conversion takes 6 to 12 months. Near-term earnings momentum depends on existing account mining. Watch for any guidance revision commentary ahead of the quarterly earnings. The whisper is that the management has become more conservative than warranted. BHP made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 5.60% to $61.40. China property market stabilization is the single biggest catalyst for iron ore, and hence BHP near-term earnings. Any positive PMI or construction data from China would move the stock. The copper growth story is intact regardless. Northrop Grumman plunged minus 5.21% to $521.50 in a significant session. The B-21 Raider production ramp is the centerpiece, a multi-decade revenue stream with limited competition. Space and missile defense segment growth reflects the elevated threat environment. Any program update would be market moving. Now let us dig into the macro picture driving these moves. Geopolitical risks remain elevated. This comes as Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed, adding pressure to energy markets. This is keeping traders cautious and supporting flows into defensive assets. Central bank policy is at the forefront of investor minds. Equity markets are responding to reports that our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters NDTV profit. On the data front, investor sentiment is being shaped by our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters NDTV profit. Turning to commodities. Brent crude edged higher to $80.59 per barrel, up 0.93% on the session. Traders are reacting to news that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. WTI crude held steady to $76.54 per barrel, down 0.08% on the session. Traders are reacting to news that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. Natural gas dipped to $3.20, down 1.08% on the session. This comes as Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed, adding pressure to energy markets. Gold dipped to $4,172.90 per troy ounce, down 1.21% on the session. Safe haven demand is being supported by reports that gold fails the safe haven test again, Fisher Investments. Let us give you our near-term view on TSMC. With momentum this strong, traders will be watching the $489.85 level closely. A clean break there would confirm the uptrend and could bring in additional momentum buyers. Risk management remains critical, always size positions according to your own risk tolerance. In the currency markets, Euro to US dollar is at 1.15, losing 0.33% on the day. Pound sterling to US dollar is at 1.32, gaining 0.27% on the day. US dollar to Japanese yen is at 161.28, losing 0.01% on the day. The move in the dollar reflects reports that Yardeni weighs SpaceX IPO viability as trillion-dollar listings loom. Here is what we will be watching closely in the days ahead. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. Every morning, before markets open, we break down exactly what is moving and why. If you want that edge every day, subscribe and hit the bell icon. If today's analysis was useful, a like is the best way to support the channel. We genuinely appreciate every single one. We read every comment. Drop your view below. That wraps up today's coverage from MTRS_Market Pulse. This content is for educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own research. Stay disciplined, and we will see you tomorrow. That is your full global market briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily updates.